Yo, what is good, y'all? Today we are running a vlog, just a calm day in my life here in Dallas. What does my day-to-day look like? How are my trades? Why did I take trades? And just kind of go into the day and also add a little bit of value throughout the video in terms of psychology. So with that being said, it is currently 8:23 in the morning. We have around 7 minutes until market open, and Trump actually just tweeted out, like, in a sense, a second ceasefire. So the S&P has just hit all-time highs and NQ is not far behind. So I am going to long today. If you are doing anything but pressing the long button today or this week or the past 2 weeks, you really don't have many brain cells. I mean, like, I'm not, like, I'm being dead honest. I've never seen a move like this in my life. I've never seen such a consecutive pump in price and just rally to all-time highs ever. I mean, it actually baffles me, but I mean, you have to take advantage. Just press the long button, wait for a retracement, and long. So with that being said, we have around 5 minutes until market open, so I need to send out the analysis to the Discord, so let me do that right. Bang, analysis has been sent in. Now we get to trade the markets. But yeah, if you guys would like to join the Discord, it is free. Free Discord, it is the first link in the description. But a few minutes until market open here, so let's lock in. And kind of my current situation is my balance is already built up a good amount, so I am just scaling down for winning days until I'm able to request the payout. I need like 3 more winning days. And pretty much if I get those consecutively, it'll be like a 10K payout, which is fire. Ended up fumbling low-key like a 20K month this month, but I just want to secure my bread. Like yesterday, I low-key had a bit of FOMO because yesterday was extremely free, like the freest day I've seen on NQ in forever. And I just sized down and got a $150 winning day. And I like took a go-to trade, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, money to the bank is money to the bank. So I'll catch you guys after the New York session. I'll let you guys know if I take a trade. Hint, I will take a trade just because for winning days, like I'll find a trade to take. But yeah, that's kind of my approach to trade prop firms, is just kind of go for flip days, find like a goated setup, and then just risk relatively heavy on that setup to get my balance up and then just get winning days. So with that being said, I'll let you guys know if I'm able to get one, or if I lose. Regardless, I just have a limit set on my accounts where if I lose more than like fucking $200, $250 for the winning day, then I just get off. So I'll catch you guys after the New York session and we will see what I do. Man, oh man, this is a continuation trader's dream. Like this past week, I mean, it has literally just been pull back long, literally brings a tear. Like I'm crying at night because I know price is moving like this right now. But anyways, we got our winning day just of $150. Again, this is why I made a TikTok earlier in the week saying this is why I want to open a live account, because the past 2 days have been moving so smooth and I've just been a little bitch. And like, yeah, like I could size into the trades, but like at the end of the day, securing money to the bank is the most important thing, right? So I don't know, like I'm just getting FOMO not being able to size into these trades because look at this, man. Like, does it get more obvious as a continuation trade? But it is what it is. So I think next week, this week I've kind of already applied to AMP, I guess, to like get my account approved or whatever. And then yeah, I'm looking to open up a live account, and we'll see how that goes, because I think there's just truly being money left on the table. There's truly being money left on the table. My biggest goal for this year was to scale my trading to as big as possible. That is my main goal. Scale my trading, make as much money possible. And right now, I'm kind of easing into just continuously sizing heavier and heavier on my top step accounts. And I feel like if I can pair that with also having a live account, I think I can definitely run up some big numbers because that's really my biggest objective going into this year. Become the best trader and just scale to bigger and bigger numbers. So with that being said, yeah, that was a trade today. Again, kind of analysis behind it. really just a simple continuation on the S&P 500. We got a nice pullback here into this 15. We're swept out this internal low, and then boom, nice displacement candle, and I just took it to the internal high for essentially a 1-to-1 just from our $150 winning day. So that was a trade I took today. And yeah, I mean, I'd assume we're just gonna run to all-time highs on NQ, which is insane, like 1800s. I mean, like 1800 points printed this morning on NQ, which is absurd. But with that being said, I'm gonna go shower up and then get ready for my call with the Discord, and then I'll catch you guys when I'm doing that.
Oh. Bruh. God.
So now, about to hit the gym, get a goated lift in, hitting arms, and then yeah, I'll catch you guys once I get back, kind of go over some psychology things, go over some trading sauce, and yeah, so see you at the gym. Alright, back from the gym, ended up hitting arms today, and low-key, since I have moved to Dallas, I have been way more kind of into fitness and just actually getting big compared to when I was home. I was low-key just half-assing my workouts. So it definitely feels good to have like an actual passion in the gym again, I'm not gonna lie. But I did want to hop on the charts because now that we are all-time high trading, I do want to just kind of briefly go over how I approach it and pretty much how to actually efficiently trade all-time highs, because arguably I think trading a trending market all-time highs is the easiest market to trade, and there is so many opportunities within the market and a lot of just trades to capitalize on. So with that being said, let's hop on the charts and let me go over that. All right, all-time high trading, how do you approach it? We have seen an insane rally the past week. Some shit I have really never seen before. I've been trading for around 2 years now, and I mean, this is the most aggressive pullback and then buy up I've seen in a very long time, which I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. So with that being said, now that we are trading above all-time highs, how do you trade it? Because you might be thinking, oh my gosh, we don't have any external draw on liquidity, we are just in price discovery. You are right, and that is actually a blessing. Since we are in price discovery, you can just long. So let's get into it and how to actually enter those trades and where to take profit, since there is no quote-unquote external draw for you to target. Okay, so this past Friday was actually a really good example, and this was also the trade I took as well across my top step accounts, right? So as you see, we have session lows below, we have previous day low. Now, am I essentially looking at these lows as, oh my gosh, like that is going to be the best draw on liquidity for the day? No, not necessarily, right? Yes, there's going to be days where there will be a pullback in the market. I 100% agree. But if we're just thinking in a little bit of the bigger picture, what is going to be the higher win rate trade, right? Just waiting for these levels to get swapped out, waiting for that imbalance to get kind of tapped into, waiting for price to sweep out that internal structure, and then just longing back in the same direction, right? There's no really need to try to predict and just kind of scalp that retracement leg down when it's damn near guaranteed, or there's a very good chance we end up just buying back price and going right back to all-time highs. So going into Friday, right, and this is most likely going to be what majority of all-time high trading will look like, right? So we have session lows, and session lows is something great, right? You can just look for them to get possibly swept out and then just retarget all-time highs. But the only really time I would ever short all-time highs if it's like to the most clear daily gap of all time, or like a very obvious imbalance, right? But other than that, if we have like some type of session lows, it's much better if you just wait until price sweeps it out and then long, right? So in Friday's case scenario, what do you have? We have this 15-minute gap right here, and then essentially we just have these lows below, and we are in and at this point we are well above all-time highs. We are well above all-time highs. So what do you need to wait for? Kind of what is the step-by-step process, right? Firstly, let's just look at this 15. You most likely, the kind of area that in my opinion is the most high probable like zone for price to pull back into and then continue to deliver higher is this 15-minute gap, right? So this could be a multitude of things. It could be a 4-hour imbalance, hourly imbalance, 15-minute gap, like a big 5-minute gap. So just any type of just very obvious imbalance in price that really does make sense to get traded back into, kind of rebalance that range and then go higher, right? Or you can have, again, the variation of some type of session lows. Ideally, these session lows would be a little bit higher up in the range. It's something like this. Boom, we sweep out, let's say, London low right here. And then that is the kind of condition that delivers price higher. But again, it will vary every single day. But more times than not, that is going to be what the case scenario looks like. We leave an imbalance either from Asia, pre-market, whatever it may be, a session low, and just wait until that internal structure, or again, right, it's kind of just internal structure to external. And now let's get into kind of entries, which is pretty straightforward. And then the most important thing, which is actually taking profit, because you don't necessarily have a external draw to target, right? So, I mean, let's just go into Friday here. So we pull back into this 15 up market open. So boom, this is essentially your condition. You're pretty much sitting here saying, okay, if we respect this, right? If we hold price within this leg, we're most likely just going to continue rallying back up to all-time highs. And again, really the only way you'd want to short all-time highs is if you get like a Drake candle towards like a very obvious daily gap or anything of that nature, right? So I was kind of looking Friday, okay, we are respecting this 15, we are getting legs out of this gap here. Then so what would be your target, right? Obviously, if you guys know me, I trade a continuation. I've always traded a continuation, and that is something I'm actually very blessed, because I was never one who really strategy hopped. So I've always kind of traded continuation, and the main basis behind that is essentially just waiting for that retracement leg to be invalidated and with speed, right? I don't necessarily look to trade IFEGs. I don't really trade quote unquote ICT concepts. I truly just look for volume, displacement, and obviously just some type of draw on liquidity in the market to target, right? So in this case scenario, we go down, we tap this 15, and you might be saying, oh fuck, bro, this is a very strong reaction to the downside. That's a strong candle closure in the 5-minute. Why aren't you going to target London lows? Just use your fucking brain. Use your brain, bro. The past week we've been putting in just going higher, going higher, going higher, going higher. So if we use a little bit of logic, you can just probably take a good guess that we're going to continue going higher, right? So essentially, after you get that pullback in price, the biggest thing is just waiting until that retracement leg is invalid, right? I am not necessarily I don't really like taking these flip plays off the low here, because again, right, we could go lower. We could go lower, and I'd much rather feel just safer taking that entry if I actually wait for price to move through this leg with a lot of displacement. That is my A+ entry, right? That is my A+ entry. And that is all-time high trading. I guess this is this could very well happen, right? You see a little bit of a pullback up top. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, this is a good long right here. But if we're being realistic, right, this is we are still very high up in the range, and you most likely want to wait for at least some type of deeper pullback, again, like I said, into some higher time frame imbalance, or sweep out some type of internal structure like a session low, right? So do not get yourself caught up in taking an entry still when we are very at the top here. You definitely want to see a deeper pullback into the range. Then so again, it is really just simple as waiting for the price leg to kind of speed up, volume, a strong candle closure to invalidate the retracement leg, and then what does the take profit look like, right? So let's look at the 5-minute here. I'll show you where I entered on this day here. So boom, retrace on the 15, and then we actually end up resweeping this internal structure, resweep this low inside the 15, and then boom, what do you see? You see immediate legs up, and you see a strong 5-minute displacement candle invalidating this retrace sequence. In my opinion, right, we necessarily should not go down and resweep this low after we've, again, this is also a confluence I look for this is a signature in price I literally love seeing. If you ever see price kind of go down and sweep out some type of low and then literally instantaneously reject it and just flip off that low, not even a millisecond of we don't get one candle closure below, just we go down, sweep it, and is it an immediate reaction and immediate displacement to the downside? What do you see here on ES? This was like 10 ES points, which is a decent amount, just immediately flipping off the low, right? So I am banking on this is going to be the final leg of manipulation. Then so if it's followed through with very strong displacement, that is invalidating this retrace sequence, then that is a go for me. That is my kind of entry trigger right there. And then boom, entry. And now let's go into take profit, right? So boom, there's two ways you can go about it. You can either just mitigate your risk at the internal. It kind of just depends where your stop loss needs to be. But like, let's say you want to rock your stop here, down here, make it extra safe, right? So what you can do here is either just mitigate your stops to break even at this internal high, because most likely we're just going to continue going higher and just price discovery. So you can either just mitigate your risk at this internal high and target like a mechanical RR. You can like mechanically target a 1-to-1, mechanically target a 1-to-1.5, or maybe if you're on like a funded account with consistency, you can just target that. That is totally fine. So yeah, you can either just mitigate risk at the internal high there and then kind of just target your mechanical, whatever it is, the kind of threshold you want to see hit. So that is case scenario 1 for take profit. And then case scenario 2, which is also a little bit more safer and I would say more high win rate, is if you're able to get away with a 1-to-1 to the internal high, that is also a way you can go about it. And that is what I did for my trade on Friday. I just ended up take profiting at this internal high here for pretty much a 1-to-1. And yeah, so that is kind of the approach to all-time highs. I thought I would just add this as a segment into the video because next week is probably going to be, boom, we're just continuously going higher unless some type of crazy war news comes in, which I do believe we had some bullshit with like the stream of Alex Hormozy or whatever the fuck. We're probably going to gap down and then immediately buy back up to all-time highs. So, bro, okay. Prediction. Comment this if I'm right going into next week, but we're going to gap down like 200 points into like one of the daily gaps and just immediately buy back up. But yeah, so that is how you trade all-time highs. Just wait for some type of signature, like a deep enough retracement. Do not catch yourself longing at the top here. Wait until a pullback, higher time frame, sweeping out some type of internal structure, or if you can get the mix of both, which was last Friday, even better, sweeping out internal structure inside a 15-minute gap there, and then again just followed up with strong displacement that kind of shows you that we are not going to go down and resweep that low before delivering higher and continuing higher. And then take profit, either just take profit at the internal high or just target a mechanical 1-to-1, 1-to-1.5, or your just consistency rule for your funded account. So with that being said, let's get back into the vlog. Maybe I talk about some psychology, but let's get back to it. All right, we are out here on the balcony, and it is a bit chilly in Dallas, which low-key is shocking. I thought it was gonna be like an absolute scorcher, which it probably will be in 2 weeks. But I did want to talk to you guys about one thing that I think is like the missing piece for a lot of traders, and that is preserving your mental capital and kind of look at it in this lens, right? I think it's like a snowball effect. Like, do you ever catch yourself doing really good for weeks on end or just slightly above break even, but it's taking so long to get to that like destination, that payout, that kind of passing your funded account, and then just because of the fact that you have so many opportunities to be able to fuck up, or there's so much time and so much exposure to the charts where you can actually go on tilt or make a silly mistake, you end up doing it, right? You end up making that mistake and kind of offset those 2-3 weeks, 1 month of progress. And I truly think the best way to go about it, again, I've said this a multitude of times, but it is sizing on trades and just exposing yourself as less as possible to the market, right? Because are you really kind of exposing yourself? Are you really expanding that kind of mental stress on like 1 or 2 good trades a week compared to taking 5, 6, 7 trades a week where you're stressing, your emotions are running, and you're just constantly like giving yourself an opportunity to fuck up in the markets, right? Like, I truly think if you size half of your drawdown on a trade, you smack 1 good trade, you run up your balance, right? I think there's a lot less opportunity there waiting for a good setup and smacking that trade compared to, and just the chances of you making a fuck up when you're exposing yourself to the markets every single day, right? So that's what I kind of said in the beginning of the video. I like to just take a 1 or 2 good trades with a lot of size, and then boom, I kind of build up my balance and then just go for winning days, right? And I truly believe that is the best way to go about it, just because, right? Like, I don't really get the reason. I don't understand. Again, you might have a different perspective, you might have a different lens than me, but I truly think on kind of just a psychological thing within humans, you are going to be a lot more prone to doing something that does not necessarily align with your system when it's just kind of emotions brewed up over time, and that kind of mental capital being draining because you're not to the point you want to be, right? So might as well shorten that time period and give yourself less opportunities to make those fuck ups. And what is that? Sizing heavy on good setups, and then so just get your winning days and request the payout. So a little yap session, but low-key a chill day. I mean, all my days are pretty chill. I'm kind of just trading, call, gym, working on my app, and then yeah, I mean, Dallas is beautiful, man. I've been here officially 2 months now, and I truly love it. Really calm. I'm not gonna lie, it was like exactly what I was really looking for when looking to move. Just a calm, chill, nice weather spot for me to lock in. Good food. I got some friends down here, so truly blessed. But with that being said, let's go back inside and kind of wrap up the video. All right, y'all, the day is wrapping up, getting dark out here. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You got a little knowledge about all-time high trading, a little bit psychology, and yeah. So again, if you guys would like to join the free Discord, it is the first link in the description. And if you guys want accounts with Alpha Futures, code Jack will give you the biggest discount possible. And of course, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.